Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting a bit of recommissioning work on my dad's car. So there was a few outstanding jobs on it anyway. Some of which are kind of quite essential and some of which are just to make it prettier because the paint has gone off. A lot of the panels that I had sprayed in a professional spray booth have gone off horrendously. The roof and the tailgate have also gone off. The roof also has some corrosion in it, and Dad had mooted the point that the sunroof no longer worked. Hydraulic pump, which was new, it wasn't even a recon, it was new old stock. It's crap, it doesn't work properly. The output from it is quite low, which is why the regulator's kind of struggling to keep up with the hydraulic pressure required by the car, which is not ideal. I have a known good, decent used one. It isn't brand new, but I know it's good. It came off a perfectly working car. I've kept it in a sealed bag since, so there's no reason to think that it won't be absolutely fine on this. And then there is, I should probably make a list actually. Oh, the central locking had been playing up for ages, and we were both convinced that it was the driver's door. I've changed the lock and the actuator and everything on the driver's door, and it behaved for a while, but since it's been here, I've noticed it's doing it again. And then I noticed that actually the lock that's popping is the passenger front door, so that needs to come apart, and I'll have a look at that. So anyway, let's have a look at the roof. So the sunroof has definitely seen better days. The usual corrosion on the metal frame. I haven't got any more that are any good, so it may well be that we have to give up with that frame and make a new one, I think. However, he did mention that it no longer works, and sure enough, it won't tilt, and if you try and slide it, that is all it's doing. So I think we're going to be dropping the roof lining anyway. It's also got a hole in it there, I've no idea why, so I might actually swap the roof lining out for another one. So the first thing that needs some investigation is this. I don't know why it's gone like that. It kind of, you can't really see it, but it looks like that it's actually been hit up at some point. I don't know why. And you can see where the paint's cracked. So I'm hoping that's corroded from above. And it's not as bad as it looks. I'll find out in a minute. But hopefully that will, I can rub the rust off and then tap that flat. There's two options if it is corroded from behind or that's holed. The options really are cut this section out and glue a bit in, which I'm not sure I'll ever make look perfect, or take the whole roof skin off and replace it. I have roof skin, so I can do that. Either way, the roof doesn't work, so the first thing to do, because equally, regardless of what's going on there, I'm going to have to drop the roof lining to make it work. Dad isn't that bothered, but you know, it's on the car, it should work. So the roof lining will need to come down, and then I can also get a better look at that, even though there's a cross member that runs across here, but I think I can, if that just needs a tap, then I can get something in behind it. So the first thing to do to get the roof lining out really is to get the glass out, and it's got to come out anyway because the frame is rotten, like they all are. So we'll dive back in the car even though it's 4 million degrees again, and see if we can open it manually, because we need to be able to open it manually, sort of, to be able to get the glass out. You can do it without lifting it, but it's a bit more of a... Anyway, we'll dive back inside and start on that. So to start with, I don't know why I'm filming this, because of course you can't actually see anything, but there are there's 3 torque screws that hold the frame. Now they need to come out, which is why if you've got like a socket thing, it's easier if the roof's tilted, because it gives you a little bit more room without hitting the glass. However, because reasons, I haven't tilted it. So there's number 1. There's number 2, and number 3 is up there, which is going to be a knob all the way out in it. Yeah. Right, so with those 3 out, you can slide. We should be able to slide. I don't think it's a happy roof. But there we go, we can slide the frame out of the way. Which gives access to the 6 Torxes, 3 each side. That looks rusty as shit. So whether or not these will actually undo is anybody's guess, but they need to come undone to get the glass out. So let's see how we get on with that. So as was pretty much expected, the front pair have come out, the rear one is just falling apart, and it's exactly the same on the offside. So the screw's just completely buggered. You put the Torx in it, it's just falling apart. So plan B is to tilt the roof in the hope of getting a little bit more room, because that is inboard of the roof lining, in the hope of getting a pair of mole grips on there, in the hope that they might move. They may not. So for that, we will tilt the roof. Now it won't do it electrically, so we need to do it manually. So you have this little control rod. There you go, I have to put the phone down. That control rod, you lift over the little latch and then swing it out the way, which disconnects the gearbox from the motor. And Citroen very kindly provided this here key that you can install in the winder, so that you can manually tilt and slide it. So that gives us a little bit more room to try and get something on them. So that one just isn't gonna move. Sadly, that one did move, but it's actually broken the plastic runner, which is it's not ideal, but not the end of the world. I'm pretty sure I have more. However, there's not really a lot I can do about that at the moment. It might be that I drop the roof back down and take it out with the glass, so I've got a bit more room to play with it when it is when the roof lining's out of the car. So I think I might do that rather than break it more than it is. The reason that you need the roof open again, I've really put this the wrong way around because you can't see, but there's a screw and a screw, and they need to come undone to drop the roof lining, which is where we're at. So no point dicking about with it. Now you've got to remove the A-pillar trims. These generally are a nightmare. They tend to break. These have been out before and have been screwed, so these should pop out without any great issue, one would hope. There's only one way to find out. With the trims out, you can see the drain tubes. There's one each side. There's two at the back as well on each side. They disappear off way down under there, which I'll worry about when it comes to refitting. I'm not really worried at the moment. They should. There you go. There's the near side one out. It's got drain tubes because obviously, like all cars of this era, they are designed to leak, and there's actually a whole guttering system in the roof lining that drains them down through these tubes. Should pop out. So they're a bit manky in there, but they're clear. Of course, it's also got the old volumetric sensors wrapped around it. Must remember to put them back in. So there is come to Papa. Right, so that's the front drain tubes now dangling. Then there's large torques behind those caps, the same behind the handles. And then there is, oh god, the light fittings need to come out. They need to come off behind these little trim pieces here. There is more Torxes. There's on the other side. When they're out, the C-pillar trims also need to come off, and there is, oh god, underneath here there is this metal clamp that also needs to come off. I won't do that until the C-pillar trims are out, which, given that they're quite brittle and whatnot, I might do them next. Get rid of the headrest. So there's two screws. No, I lie. There should be two screws, it would appear, when I put this car back together. I didn't necessarily put it together properly. I seem to have forgotten to put the bloody screws in. I have forgotten to put the screws in. Well, that was bloody release. So there should be a screw there and a screw at the front. For reasons of old age or something, I didn't. They're in the other side, but not this side. So my bad. Now, ideally, you want a proper panel pin removal tool. I can't find mine, so I'm using a screwdriver. Because there are various clickies. I think there's one down the bottom. Of course, these are all quite fragile now. One. There's the last one. There's one there. sounds violent, doesn't it? There is one down the bottom, I think. There is one down the bottom, it's popped out. Job's a good one. So that's that one out. Hooray. And, method as before on the other side, but this time there actually is a couple of screws to undo, because I don't appear to have forgotten this side. I tell you, Alzheimer's is a terrible thing. It does seem to run in the family. I swear to God I'm getting it. If I'm not, I don't know what my excuse is. I'm going to pop that out too. There you go, which gives us access to that. I say Torx, this one isn't the Torx, they're large Phillips. Some are Torx, some are Phillips. Who knows, right? Who knows? Right, so back out of the old. There we go. Lovely. It's very brittle plastic, and of course they're unobtainium, these things. Says I've broken it already. That said, I think there were some splits in these already. I might have some better ones. I'll have a look, see. There we go. That's the plastic out of the way. This thing. Don't know if you can actually see it from there. So this here metal clamp goes over the back and it just clips in. It's not clipped in now. I'll tuck it back in for now. Right, so there's the metal doofery thing off the back. So now we're into unscrewing various things. Yeah, after I've had a fag. Of course, there are drain tubes on in the back. You can't actually see the drain tubes in the back, but they run down yonder and disappear off down behind the rear lights. Again, for the purposes of removal, they should just pull through. For the purposes of refitting, yeah, there's conveniently there are some little bits that you can get your finger in. In fact, there I currently have my finger on the drain tube. Lovely, isn't it? We won't worry about them right now. We will start back at the front. I might have a fag actually. I think I'll have a fag and a tin of pop, and then I will start at the front and work back. We're dropping it. They're quite heavy, especially with the glass on them. But hopefully Mr. Ashley might be around to give us a hand to drop it in a bit. But I'm going to have a fag and a tin of pop first. So, having removed those two screws, we're left with the ones at the back. Leaves you with a bundle of wires. So we've got the switch for the sunroof control, wires for the switches and the lamps. Now you can unplug them quite easily and take the whole loom away with it from just those two, which leaves the motor to come down. Running out of room to put things. Now, I cannot remember. Yes, I can. Okay, so it's all going very well, isn't it? There's the bracket on the back here. Which is two Torxios. It's been a lot of years since I've had a roof liner out of one of these. I think this may have been the last one I had a roof liner out of, and that's when it got torched, and that was a long time ago. So I think it's these. Pretty sure, yeah, it's quite long, so that obviously goes up into the roof. Pretty sure it's not the ones behind. Yeah. Okay, so there we are. There's the motor. There's the gear that drives the cables, which is not pretty. Might be replacing that. So that leaves us with. We can undo that. Undo that, and then that leaves the earth, which is probably a 10mm. Might not be. No, I lied. Oh, that's an 11, that's why. Helps if you use the right one, doesn't it? It is a 10mm. It was a good guess. Enjoy getting old in it. So that's your earth point. Also a bit grimy. Get off, you bastard. There you go, so that's the motor out of the way. Tuck that down there. And I might tuck that back in before I forget where it goes. Because old age. So, it's a weird angle, apologies, the phone's just sat on the seat. I'm not sure if I can make that any better, actually. Probably not. No, not really. It's all professional content, you know. Hang on, let's put that in. Does that doesn't help either, does it? But okay. So that sun visor's not there, the near side. The offside sun visor is here. It's just two screws. These screws do go all the way up through into the roof, so they've got to come out. Sun visor gone. Tuck that down there. And I've done the two screws above, for which we had to open the sunroof. So we can now start removing covers and clips and get into undoing the roof lining. However, before I undo these, which you can't see because the It's not even sunny, it's gone cloudy, it's probably going to rain. However, which is a good point, I need to find a cover to put over the big hole that's now in the roof. Yeah, but before I get involved in doing these, I'm potentially putting stress on the B pillars, because it will start coming down. We'll get the lights out and remove the trim on the B pillars, which for reasons. This is terrible, isn't it? Hang on, I'm not going to get that any better. I am not a professional filmographist, cinematographist, filmerist, bloke, cameraman. Don't know any of that. Anyway, B pillar trim. It's got the light in it. Currently it won't work. I've disconnected the battery, so I've got the doors open. Don't want to drain the battery. So you shove them up, just press them up, and they unclip, which leaves you with, there's a panel pin up there and a crosshead screw there. Now, it's just a little one. Tiny little dinky thing, look. So we'll undo that. If I remember where all of these go, I'll be amazed. I'm probably going to have to take another one apart to remember how to put them back together, because it's been a while. So, there you go. One panel pin pops out. I'm going to just leave this dangling with the wires still attached. I'm going to leave the headrests on so that the roof lining can't come down beyond it. Trust me, it will be fine. And then we do the same on that side, which I might do from the driver's seat if I can reach, because I'm here. So yeah, method as before. Oh God. Bloody hell, somebody did that one up. I fear that was me. Right, that's that one out. Method as before. Pop that back and ooh, we have some corrosion visible. This is not good. Anyway, handle, need a big off Phillips for them. I've reached a point in life where my body has changed shape, and although I've lost weight, bizarrely, I've reached a point where, with my belt on one setting, it's quite tight when I'm sat down, but a bit loose when I'm stood up. So I'm having to constantly swap between doing belt up and undoing belt. Because I either cut myself in half when I'm sat down, or when I'm stood up, my bloody trousers fall down. Now, at this point there should be some give in the roof. There isn't, and the reason for that is because they're actually glued around the corners. They originally used oily based mastic, and because the channel, the drain channel, which I'll show you when it's out, is quite thin on the front, so they actually glued it up to the roof to stop it from coming over the edge of the channel and leaking down the car. In torrential downpours that didn't always work, and you could still get a bit of wetness along the edge. When I put this one in, I took that a stage further and Sikaflexed the bloody thing in, because I didn't think I'd be taking it out again, and it turns out that may have been a fucking error. But anyway, everything's quite a lot tighter this side, which is not ideal. These screw heads are also a bit shagged, which is also not ideal. I might need a different screwdriver. So, bigger screwdriver. Okay. Oh dear. This is going to be a problem too. I might have to drill that one because it ain't going to fucking move. Always get one, don't you? Always get one. So I've had to drill 3 of these screws out, and that so far is not looking very fucking pretty. Ooh, get you. Professionalism. Do you get paid enough to be professional? You alright? Yeah. How much? You ready? Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Ah, fuck. Well,
been holding water up around here, look.
Whole roof's pickled to fuck, innit? Well, I was not expecting to see this, I will be honest. I was rather hoping not to see this. Have a look around the other side. It's not pretty, is it? So, oh dear, got rust on the seat. Ah, fuck. Well.
Yeah, you said these strips are hard to get off. I'm feeling like I'll just pull away soon.
That is, oh dear.
Explain what the problem is here.
Well, I mean, yeah, that explains the bubbling in the roof. The cross member's gone, and everything around it. That actually is. Oh Jesus! Yeah, there's nothing left in there. Well, that is quite annoying, because this is that's a lot of structure to get into.
Bit iffy there, but you just don't wait.
Yeah, yes, yeah. That's gone. That's why it's rusting there, is creeping through from the inside. But is that the panel the roof attaches to, or is that the roof? Well, that is...
There's definitely a roof off, John.
I'm pretty sure the roof will be coming off at this point. This side seems okay, doesn't it?
I mean, he's really good here. But yeah, he's really good back there.
It's absolutely perfect.
He's just trying there, and he's just...
Yeah, so it's just pickling around the roof. I think this is probably where it was on fire, I think. But this side is absolutely alright, isn't it? So it's the other side which is absolutely not alright. I think before I start hacking huge lumps out of this one, I will have a look at the other roof I chopped off. And if I dismantle that one, then at least I get some sort of idea as to how all this is sandwiched together to see what I can let in. but I'm pretty certain at this point the roof is coming off, because that, alas, this has come through from beneath, because it's that. And that is makes this a slightly bigger job now, doesn't it?
See the frame going off that.
Yeah, he's fucked, mate. So there's the roof out. That's a mess. There's another roof, which is probably covered in Viles disease and fuck knows what else, given it was with the rats. So Mr. Ashley is going to mop the. Have you put any water in the bucket? Okay. I mean, you could have put. Okay. So this roof is not entirely perfect, and I did slightly gas axe that corner out of it. However, the right hand side of Daddy's car is absolutely fine. Oh no, there is some pickling, but it needs a bit more inboard. However, we'll whip it over and have a look in a minute, but I'm hoping that that is good enough. Not only should it give me the roof panel, does mean pulling the windscreen out, granted, which I didn't really want to do, but
I think that's at least the problem.
I'll get someone in to pull the screen, because that said, is this screen even worth keeping? Is it? It's actually not bad, is it? It's not delaminating. Yeah, I might get someone in to cut the screen out. It is not delaminating. Not too bad. So I think we'll, yeah, I'll get someone in to cut the screen out. And then, I mean, happily, the corrosion there is actually on the A-pillar and not into the roof panel. So I think that one should be alright. Hopefully, but we'll whip it over and have a look and see what it looks like. It's not really what you want to see, is it, after a bit of a shove? It's actually corroded from inside. That is part of, as far as I'm aware, this is all kind of one pressing all the way around. And if you look at the roof, it's actually is corroded from behind, and it's split the roof, which is why it's been pushed up, corroded through from the inside. It's really not what I wanted to see, which does leave us with little, I mean, most of it in here, it's pickled. This is clearly where it was on fire, and the rust converter and zinc and all that shit that we put on there has not done the job. I think, I mean, you can't see beyond there, but it's pickled, and it's not the roof structure, but it's what's under it, and it's really quite crusty. It actually feels okay back here, which is really odd, because the fire was worse at the back. It was set fire alight from the back, but this bit really doesn't feel too bad. It's all up here. I don't know if this was more down to the sunroof, I don't know, but you can just about see the hole that's all the way through it. I think, as much as I'd love to say, fuck it, I'll clean it up, paint it and leave it, because this is going to turn into a significantly bigger job than I would have hoped. There's the screws that I had to drill because they would not undo. Given that I have a roof, I think if I can persuade this piece of glass fibre off. It's not happy in there. Both sides, and then unstitch the roof panel. Which means taking the screen out, granted, which I didn't really want to do, but given that that is split, I could, well, you know, if I could repair the underside of it without taking the roof off, but then I think everything under here is rotten. And I've got that. So I think, as much as I really don't want to, I think the roof's coming off. Which is not what I was anticipating at the beginning of the day, but so I think, given that the old man would quite like his car back, but at the same time I can't do half a job on it, I think I will. Well, yeah, I mean the roof's coming off, innit? This is the only way to do it properly. Pull the roof. So we're going to pull the roof. That won't be today. I might quietly start dismantling some shit around it. I'm going to have to take the interior out if I'm going to weld it, because I don't want to wreck any of that. So the interior is going to have to come out again. Off with the roof, and hopefully I can cut enough out of the other panel to fix all of this stuff, because frankly trying to shape that is gonna be a bloody nightmare. I'll see how much I can cut out the other the other panel and let into this, but it's that old thing, innit? Don't shove rust spots, because they always get worse. So there we are. Not what I was expecting, but that is life. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.